How do you do it all? I mean, how do you? We're an ambitious company, as we should be, but disrupting the banking industry and conquering the world is going to take a lot of work, and there's already a lot of work to do. I mean, there's a product needed in this market, there's a new product needed in that market, there's a feature needed here, a tweak needed there. You need to support what's in production, you need to support the thing that supports what's in production, and have time for emergencies. How do you do it? Well, Stephen Covey said, you have to decide what your highest priorities are. You then have to have the courage to say no, in a nice way. And that allows you to achieve your bigger yes that's burning inside. Who was Stephen Covey? He was this guy. He's made famous for his book on the 7 habits of highly effective people. Now, who here wants to be highly effective? We all do. We're Klarna, and we're going to rule the world. Let me remind you what Stephen Covey said. He said, number 1, decide your highest priorities. Number 2, have the courage to say no. And number 3, achieve your bigger yes burning inside. How does that help you jiggle this and juggle that? Well, to paint an illustration, I will introduce you to this lovely lady. This is my wife, Belle. And we came over to Stockholm about a year ago when Klarna came knocking at our door. Now, whilst we love our new life over here, it hasn't been completely smooth. You see, 2 weeks before arriving, my wife was promoted. I'm not going to tell you how that conversation went. But I will tell you we found ourselves being a one-income family again. That meant we had to be really careful about our money to make it cover everything. Now, how does anyone make the right choices with the right money in the right places at the right time? Those who knows would set themselves a budget. After all, our new home here in Sweden needed all sorts of things. And just like you, jiggling this and jiggling that, we had to juggle a bill over here with a bill over there. We had to jiggle what she wanted with what I wanted. We needed new furniture, we needed new clothes. I mean, it was going to be cold over here, but not quite this cold. Some of the budgets we looked at were far too complex, with far too much work. And I wanted something that was easy to manage so I could have easy conversations with my product owner. I mean, my wife. We eventually stumbled across this, the 50-20-30 rule of beautiful, breathtaking budgeting. Okay, so it's not really called that. I just have a couple of extra seconds to use up on this slide. But let me break it down for you. The 50% goes towards fixed costs, 20% goes towards future goals, and 30% goes towards flexible spending. Now, this is great. I have this super simple system to discuss and agree with my wife where our money should go. And the greatest thing about it is, I don't need to worry about each and every krona. There are far more kronas than the pounds I'm used to dealing with. So let's drill in a little bit more. The 50% is fixed costs. So that would cover things like rent. But it would also cover things like mobile phone bills or the gym membership. Anything that's a promise comes out of here. Then there's the 20%. The 20% is our savings, it's our debt reduction. Basically, it's so important because this ensures us to have a bright future. So important that we decided not to spend this money in any other way. It simply wasn't discussed, wasn't part of the conversation. But that left 30%, which was flexible. So this would be our luxuries, for example. But it was also food because we could choose whether to eat out or stay at home. We wouldn't manage this too closely because there's always surprises, good and bad, that would pop up. Now here's the thing. When my wife says she needs a new pair of shoes, we can have a conversation that does not impact our commitments. And then if the kitchen sink decides to blow up, we can deal with that emergency too. Just like Stephen Covey said, we've decided our highest priorities using the 50-20-30 rule. We say no to everything else so that we achieve a bigger yes, being in control of everything. Now, we're not at an accounting conference today, but you can use this super simple system as well to help you jiggle this and juggle that. Use the 50-20-30 rule to manage your promises, improvements, and emergencies. Say no to everything else so that you achieve a bigger yes, staying in control of everything. I do hope there are some pearls of wisdom in here that can help some of you out there. I'd very much like to thank you for listening to me today, and I do hope that you enjoy the rest of your conference.